The Young and the Restless Spoilers, Wednesday, June 13th. Trashed. Michael calls Sharon as a witness in Tuesday's episode, so it'll be time to drag her through the mud soon. Victor's counting on Michael to emerge victorious, and that means Sharon's past has to be brought up. Michael will remind Sharon of the many mistakes she's made in her lifetime. He'll recap a few stories and get Sharon to make some admissions. Michael will hope that the mediator sees Sharon as a threat to Christian. He'll insist the boy would be safest and happiest in a Sharon-less home. Of course, Michael will keep pushing Victor as a doting grandpa who wouldn't hurt a fly. Never mind the fact that Victor's been to prison. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Brittany will do her best to fight back. She'll try to undo the Sharon damage and boost Nick's chances of winning. Unfortunately, that's not going to be an easy task. Meanwhile, Abby will still have Arturo on her mind. She may want to prove that Victor's to blame for Arturo's bad luck. Perhaps Vic wants Arturo to get fed up and leave town. Whatever the case, Abby will do some investigating. She'll ultimately discover some things about herself as well. Y&R's main goal here is inching Abby and Arturo back toward a romance. Elsewhere, some details about Dinah's past will resurface. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jack will open up a box from Neil. Secrets about his biological dad could be contained inside, so this is certainly an exciting development. Jack's on the verge of learning some helpful hints, but more trouble's brewing. He may regret heading down this risky road. Who is Jack's real father, and will that revelation cause a world of trauma? The Young and the Restless fans won't want to miss all the shockers. It sounds like Y&R has some great twists and turns in store. We'll give you updates as other news comes in. A sneak peek at some of the action that will take place on Y&R during this week. Brittany arrives and Nikki agrees to help but has second thoughts about going against Victor. Sharon becomes suspicious when Nikki is a no-show at the hearing. Sharon pleads with Nick and Victor to work things out privately and find a compromise. Billy plays mediator between Phyllis and Summer. Billy learns what Summer went through when she was away from Genoa City. Kyle helps the Abbott family. Jack makes a notable decision and tries to locate his biological father. Nick makes an alarming promise. Abby receives some sage advice from Lily. Victor doesn't back down. Devin and Hillary commemorate their reunion. Summer preview. When a secret is exposed, Victor does damage control to save his reputation and the legacy of Newman Enterprises. Nick and Sharon are determined to make their relationship work this time, but a bubbling secret might compromise their reunion. Billy is put in a vulnerable position that interrupts his blissful home life with Phyllis. Billy enjoys his power and uses it to stir things up in the business world, which makes him vulnerable. Devin and Hillary's lives are filled with romance as they try to figure out what is next for their relationship and their co-parenting agreement. When Devin decides to take his relationship to the next level with Hillary, he realizes that it won't be easy or straightforward. Abby and Arturo decide to take the next step in their relationship, but they are faced with new challenges when Victor and Nikki push back. As Arturo and Abby move forward, Arturo will realize that it isn't easy dating a Newman, and ash a new identity. Lily and Kane provide their support as their kids experience growing pains while the couple tries to keep the spark in their relationship. Charlie and Shauna grow closer. Charlie plays the hero after he learns about Shauna's adversities in her home life. A major twist forces Nikki, Sharon, Victoria, and Phyllis to question their motivations and their bond. Although JT has been buried, Nikki, Sharon, Victoria, and Phyllis' problems regarding JT are still very real.
The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks tease that love will continue to be complicated in Genoa City. The week of June 11th to 15th will bring some ups and downs for Heaven. Hillary will try to surprise Devon with a romantic dinner, but Shauna will get in the way. Fortunately, Devon and Hillary will have another shot at a lovely night. They'll hit the sheets later this week, June 11th to 15th, so it seems they'll manage to keep Shauna occupied for a while. Across town, Abby will contemplate how things ended with Arturo. She may believe she was too quick to shut him out. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Arturo and Abby will kiss eventually, so they may put their problems behind them. Elsewhere, Sharon's history will come back to haunt her. As expected, Michael will act like Sharon's a terrible person and an awful influence on Christian. Nick will explode at Victor during the arbitration, but Brittany will urge him to get a grip. After the meeting wraps up, Nick will keep raging. The Young and the Restless spoilers say this war will spiral out of control, which could mean Victor will find himself holding the power. He may score custody or at least use his potential win as leverage. During the week of June 18th to 22nd, Nick will have a choice to make. It will involve his future, but what path is he headed down? Will Nick agree to work at Newman in exchange for time with Christian? Will Victor make Nick prove himself before he hands over custody again? Nick will have to answer some tough questions and make the best decision he can. Other Young and the Restless spoilers state that Brittany will get nosy. She'll suspect there's more to the story of JT's disappearance. Brittany will try to get some answers, so that'll bring tense moments for Victoria. YNR fans know that Nikki killed JT and covered it up with the help of Victoria, Phyllis, and Sharon. The cover-up crew should get nervous as more questions swirl. Victoria will feel like she has nowhere to turn, so she may spill her secret soon enough. Brittany could be the one who pries a confession out of her. Of course, there are plenty of other secret keepers in Genoa City. Summer and Billy will ultimately keep one of their own. Summer may confide the real reason for her new attitude, which could bring some sympathy. There's undoubtedly some sob story she hasn't shared yet. Then again, this could be about some shocking new discovery. Whatever the case, it looks like Billy and Summer will leave everyone else out of the loop for now. We'll give you updates as other YNR news comes in. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Victor is not fully recovered. His bravado caused him to think that all is well health-wise, but it's not. Thus speculation about a coming collapse during legal proceedings will put him back on the death watch. It seemed to be a bit of soapy exaggeration. Victor was pumping iron days after being released from the hospital. He strolled into the movie house where he seemingly manipulated the unauthorized release of Dinah's paternity drop about Jack. Those small and larger actions were both unbelievable. Fears. Christians is supposedly not Nick's son. A variety of DNA tests have confirmed the fact that the scribe stubbornly refuses to admit. However, it could be true, but there was an underlying plan to YNR's madness. Victor was nearly killed after he and JT beat the pulp out of each other at the ranch. Then, Braden and Luckenbill orchestrated one of the more dramatic tumbles down a flight of stairs in recent daytime memory. The result left the mustache near death. A short while later, JT pulled Victor's plug at Genoa City Memorial and a mini-stroke occurred. Yet, the old boy recovered and lived. He seemed as invincible as Nick currently. If so, the battle for the boy's paternity makes sense. If this plotline is ever reversed, TPTB at Y&R will have to explain themselves. So, Nick wants to keep his dad away from Chris Knight, the mustache, as Jack calls him. Victor is the boy's closest living relative because his parents, Adam and Sage, are dead. Well, Sage is, but Adam was not killed by Chloe no matter how many times that plot point is hammered. No apologies for the grudging angst expressed in this regard, either. As a result of Nick's again exacerbated feelings, Victor took to legality. That is the last refuge of tyrants, as undemocratic manipulators know. They are little boys and girls themselves, dressed up in adult clothes. As Michael and Brittany raid Barb's before the retired judge at arbitration, Nick and Victor will become riled. Nick's face will tighten while Victor's heart constricts, or he loses oxygen to his brain, or something like that. And then it will happen, dramatically. The Black Knight, or Lurch, the more humorous moniker that Billy Reese as 80? These questions and many more will be asked as the great man's life hangs in the balance. But can it really be possible that Victor Newman will die? Next, the young and the restless spoilers tease that Miss Hale Marglin's, Hillary, surprise exit leaves a gaping cast hole. Rather than hire a new actor to play Miss Curtis, Y&R could opt to throw a red herring in the air instead. The intent of such a move would be to shift viewers' focus from one area of the show to another. Rather than recast the Hillary character and face exaggerated reactions from Heaven fans who form a digital protest march, without the need to physically do anything other than pound their smartphone keys, executive producer and head writer Molly Young could electrify so planned with one simple announcement. Eric Braeden, wait, no, Hunter King. Yes, that would be so much better. Will make the voiceover announcement. The part of Adam Isle, and again becomes, arguably, the greatest anti-villain in Genoa City history. Oh, there are those who will cite unknown knowledge about Money and King, Money and Braeden, Money and their Aunt Tilly, or whoever. But ladies and germs, negative gossip doesn't square with the truth. While people propagated a cowardly lie that was invented by a blogger in Florida, as was confirmed by a private investigator regarding the Money and King rumor lie, reality lives on. Morgan's exit will push some Heaven fans away. Those who remain could even become angered if a potential recast is hired to play Hillary. Instead of doing that, why not rehire Money to play Adam? Scores of Y&R fans continue to clamor for the return of this incredible actor. He was interviewed for rehire in 2014, after being let go in December 2013. That event confirmed he'd done nothing wrong. Doing so would also allow the stunning collaborative efforts with Brighton James, Devon, to remain alive via fondly preserved memories. Don't kill Hillary off, but simply allow her to leave town via believable circumstances, or some such thing. That would enable Y&R to hopefully reach a new contract accord with Morgan at some point in the future. Shift viewers' focus to something dramatic. Adam is found alive by Summer in the woods outside of GC. Yes. Purposely having Adam's niece find him would serve as a hard wink to all who spoke against Money, King, or both. All light-hearted souls would be in on the redemptive joke. Adam is alive. Money returns in one of the great reprisals in YNR's history. Use the opportunity Morgan's exit is allowing to make this happen. 3 exclamation points within this paragraph. No, make it 4. In your son's bed is not something you ever want to deal with, but it's something she has to deal with at this moment. They swear that nothing happened and that it was not what Lily thought it was, but she's got a lot on her mind right now, and she cannot handle this kind of discovery. She's beside herself, and we get to see her figure out how to handle this. She's still processing what she's found, but it was intriguing to watch. We also got to see a few other interesting things in the latest recap. We saw that Jack spoke with his mother about her past. He didn't get what he was looking for entirely, but he was able to get some information from her he might be able to use in the future. She's a mess in terms of her memory and her health, so this is a situation he cannot control in any way, shape or form. But it's one of those things that might just take a little longer for him to realize. It's been a very interesting week for this show, and so many people have done things might have something to do with that. We've also seen Nick have more than a few moments of his own. This was as good, but next week will be even better. Our favorite thing this week was seeing Hillary as a guest on The Price is Right, and you should check it out. Sheila is a character we all know and love to hate. She showed up on Eric's doorstep last year looking to regain her role as his wife. She lost that role a long time ago when their marriage ended because she is basically crazy, and she's been looking for a way to get back into that money pile somehow. She came in and tried to make it seem like Quinn was not a good wife. She's not, but that's a different story for a different day, and she lost. But will Kimberly Brown, Sheila, lose in real life? It seems she will not. She's put her name in the hat to enter the political world with a run for Congress. She's going to find out if she has a chance soon, but the most recent polls in California show means you don't get another new episode for a few days. So we will stick to bringing you information about the coming weeks. There's a lot going on in the world that we might just want to hear more about, and we cannot help but become a little excited for it all. For one, we do hear there is a lot to happen when the 4 women who formed this very special bond find out they are not in a good place. There is a lot going on right now, and we hear that Nikki, Sharon, Phyllis, and Victoria are going to face some serious problems. They will find out that their allegiance is not what they thought it was, and they will wonder if they should go out and find that it's every woman for herself. Will they fall apart and lose this secret, or will they find a way to keep working together to protect themselves from the people they're becoming and the things they were doing? We don't know, but we do suspect that there is a good chance they have to make some big decisions in the coming weeks. The Young and the Restless spoilers tease that Victor and Noshore plot, and our fans should be prepared for major drama. Michael will drag Sharon's name through the mud as expected. He'll bring up plenty of incidents from her past. Michael will undoubtedly show Sharon's pattern of unstable behavior and argue that Christian shouldn't be living in her home. Of course, Sharon has obviously turned her life around. She's on the right path, but that won't matter to Victor. He'll make sure Michael's ruthless for the sake of a victory. Isn't winning what it's always about with Victor? He can't stand it if he feels like anyone has power over him. Nick's clearly paying a steep price for his disloyalty right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Michael will drive Nick up the wall. Now that Nick and Sharon are back together, Nick's completely smitten again. His instinct will be to defend Sharon, so that'll lead to quite an outburst. Michael will keep pushing and pushing until Nick finally settles down. Won't do him any favors. Between crazy Sharon and out of control Nick, they're not going to look like great parents. Victor could gain the upper hand, but he'll also face